I went to this conference later in the day yesterday, and I met this man. We were talking. He's Somali. You guys know I'm Nigerian. It was a tech conference, and we were just talking about religion. Obviously, when you go to conferences, the intention is to meet more people of the same like minds. The conversation was good for like 2 minutes. We were talking about the verses in the Quran, some chapters, talking about all the messengers in the Quran. And then he asked me, he said, "What mosque do you go to?" I said, "I don't go to mosque." He paused. He went cold. He said, "Why don't you go to mosque?" I said, "Because I'm not a Muslim." He said, "Are you a Christian?" I said, "No, I'm not." He became colder. Then he asked me, he said, "Then how do you pray to God?" I said, "I pray at home." He said, "With who?" I said, "Just myself. I pray directly to God." And then he said something before he walked away. He was, if I promise you, if it was not that event, he looked like he could punch me in the face or something. He said there is more to life than worshiping God. You see, our perspective as human being, it is very, very different. And I respect everybody's opinion and how people think, your thinking faculty. I am not a critic. You get me? Like, I respect you for the way you choose to live your life. The reason why I do not practice religion is the politics in religion. People use religion to control other people. You get me? People use religion to control people. Every religion in the world, they all have different names for God. And to them, they think their God is more superior than another. Like, take for example, I have met Christians that said the name of the God they worship is Jehovah. Respect to them. And Muslims that said the name of the God they worship is Allah. They said Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Respect to them. The messages that the two founders of those religions, the messages is identical. So why the hatred? And kò sí nǹkan tó kàn wá wá yìí. You get me? I'm not here to argue and say, oh, this is more superior, this is more superior. There is no love among those two religions. You get me? That's the reason why in some third world countries, some fourth world countries, second world country, you will still see people with primitive mindset attack other religion, because you think they are more inferior to you. You get me? You see, when you go to school to study, let's say you go back to school to study software engineering, for example, you want to become a programmer. The only thing you will learn in school is not just programming. You won't just learn about programming languages. You won't just learn about software engineering or just information technology. You will learn business law, business organization, the human psychology, communication skills. You will learn multiple programming languages. Front end, back end, you will learn DevOps, you will learn cybersecurity, you will learn DevSecOps. Why do you think that is? You will come to learn this about this life we live in. Everything that happens in this life, God approved it. If there is any religion, either good, either bad, either witch, wizard, whatever you think it is, you're supposed to have an idea about how it works. You're supposed to have an idea about the negative and the positive. You see, this life we live in is not just about love and light. Life is not just love and light, oh. Especially if you want to give your life to God and you want God to use you to fix other people's life, you have to understand this thing, though. Because when you start praying for discernment, you need to be able to identify certain things so you're not ignorant. You get me? Religion is not supposed to exist in this world. There is no such thing as, oh, I'm a follower of this. You are being ignorant. Because the messages that these messengers bring is for you to know how to connect to God. Now, people People fabricated statements. Even in the Bible, they said it is impossible to get to the Father without the Son. That is a lie. It is a big lie. It is a big lie. Get wiser. Get wiser. Don't allow people to play you. Don't allow people to play you. If you will go to church, if you will go to mosque, make sure you're going to those places, not to worship the messengers. Connect directly to God. I'm not saying I'm the most holy person. I'm telling you what works for my mentors, what has worked for me. Because you see, people like us, we are not good people. Ha, bro, we are bad boys. And I say this all the time on this podcast, how God pulled me back. I tell you guys all the time, freely, if it was left to human beings to determine that, okay, is he going to come back? This one, this bad person, they won't allow me come back. Now I'm here now, sparking people's mind. You get me? When I was 23 years old, I never thought I was going to be able to do this, as bad as we were. People criticize, God does not. You get what I'm saying? People lean on their own understanding. You better go and connect directly to God. You connect, regardless of your perspective of things. You should not worship any. If they've ever come to this life and they have eyes, nose, mouth, you should not worship them. I'm telling you the truth. You should not. You will be okay.